Hey, what's up guys? John from Mongo Fishing. Today I want to talk to you guys about a problem that I've had with my Lowrance Ghost. And I'm only bringing this up because I've had it happen to me once, almost twice, and I've helped 4 other people fix this problem. So I know it's happening, I'd have to assume quite a bit. But I haven't seen any videos on it or anything like that, so that's why I'm putting this out. Now before we get into anything, I don't work for Lowrance. I never have worked for Lowrance. I'm just a guy who owns a Ghost, and I like Lowrance products. So that's where this is coming from. It's coming from, you know, a fisherman's perspective, a user perspective, not a company perspective. But let's get into it. So here's the problem. The problem that people are having is the Ghost getting stuck when they're attempting to deploy it not latching in place. So right now we're in the stowed position, and when it's down, it's in the deployed position. And there's a little latch that locks it in both positions, right? And so therefore it won't lock in place. And when you go and you know, step on the gas pedal, if you will, then the trolling motor kicks back up again since it's not locked in place. So let me show you what the problem is, how we get, like how the problem comes about in the first place, and then what we got to do to fix it. So, all right, it's unstrapped. So right now we are in the stowed position, and the problem lies with this little piece right here, this little shiny silver piece. Hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so the problem lies with this little silver piece right here. That is your problem and your solution both in one. So it sits up against a dark metal piece that's actually a part of the head itself. And what happens is these 2 bolts that hold your Ghost trolling motor head on, they will eventually get loose as you're driving down the lake or whatever, bouncing around. Those 2 heads get loose, and this gives just a little bit of play with vibration, and it'll vibrate so much that this little spring tension little piece right there will pop out of place and end up on the back side. There's a little piece that it sits up against that I don't know if I'll be able to show you. I mean, if you physically are looking at a Ghost, you'll see what I'm talking about, but on camera it's going to be really hard to get, simply because it's the same color as the rest of the Ghost. So it's going to be really hard for me to show you what I'm talking about. But there's a little tiny piece that this thing is sitting up against, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll try to shine a flashlight on it. I don't know if you guys can see that piece that sits up against there or not, but that's your problem. So if those 2 head bolts that I pointed out, if those 2 bolts come loose, then this shiny metal piece will bounce since it's under spring tension, and it'll end up on the back side of that piece that it's supposed to be sitting up against. And once it's back there, then your trolling motor will not be able to lock in place. So the way you fix it is you have to take these 2 head bolts out, these 2 Allen bolts right there. You got to remove them completely, and then you got to take the head off, okay? Because this is what holds the Ghost trolling motor head, like on the bracket, just those 2 bolts. So you take those out, take the head off, and then move that shiny little silver piece in position, you know, kind of move it down towards the propeller, and then put the head back on, and you know, put it back down again, and then bolt it back in place. It's all you have to do, guys. It's pretty simple. It's kind of complicated to explain, because I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. But if you physically have the trolling motor in front of you and you were to watch this video, it should make total sense. So I'm going to put the trolling motor kind of like in the up position so you can see what I'm talking about from a different angle. All right, guys, so now we're sitting at kind of like, I don't know, a 45-ish degree angle. And here's those same pieces I was talking about. There's the shiny little silver piece right there. There's the other piece. It's right back behind it. Hopefully you can see it a little better now. I really don't know if you can due to lighting. But that little piece right there. And again, if this little shiny silver piece ends up on the back side, then your trolling motor will not lock in place. So, the same thing applies. 6mm Allen wrench to remove that one and that one. Completely remove those. Slide the head off. And then this little piece right there where my finger is. I don't know if you could see that or not. This little piece right here where my finger is. You want to rotate that. That's the same piece. You see it moving? So rotate that in a position where the shiny silver piece is down closest to the propeller. Put the head back on. And that's that, guys. Super simple. Again, it may be difficult to understand if you don't physically have a ghost to look at and try to work on, but it's not a hard fix. But it is a problem that does happen, and what you don't want to do is force it, because if you snap either one of those pieces, then you got to buy new parts, when all you actually have to do is use a 6mm Allen wrench and remove the head and, you know, move some stuff and put the head back on. Super simple. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right down there. Looks like me holding the fish. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Feel free to ask any questions. And that is about it, guys. Again, thank you very much for watching. As always, get out on the water, be safe, and go stick some lips.